I would like now to invite Dr. Anderson to the stage. So again, how about a hand for Dr. Anderson and UMES for hosting today's event.
Let me first of all say greetings, and I'm really honored to have you here on our campus today. It is my honor and delight to welcome you to our beautiful campus here at University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and to say to you, I am thrilled with all of the work that you've done and all of the work that you do in this community and in the surrounding communities. I looked at the artwork as I came in and the artwork that was outside, and it's obvious to me that this organization does a lot of service and gives a lot back to the community and to the schools and the area and all of the different organizations that need assistance. A very honorable thing to do. Let me say, if you have not been on our campus here in a while, we are a very beautiful 1,000-acre campus. It is my joy to be president and bring you greetings on behalf of our faculty, our staff, and our students. And I encourage you, after you enjoy this wonderful meal, to if you get a chance, please go and visit the rest of our campus and take a look at who we are and how we've grown. I would like to say thank you to our wait staff. I greeted all of them as I came in. Thank you for serving us today and for the meal that you have prepared for us to have on this day. Again, I'm glad that you are here, and thank you very much.
We're going to introduce Dana Seiler of Vantage Point Solutions Group and current chairman of the board for the United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore. So please, between bites, welcome Dana.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 74th annual meeting and community celebration. We do ask, please don't stop eating just on my behalf. I know I'm hard not to stare at, but please continue to enjoy your meal. We are so thankful today to Dr. Heidi Anderson and Dr. Robert Mock. Welcome to the Eastern Shore, and you know what? You guys throw a great party. So. We also want to recognize the catering and the AV teams led by Brandon Tisdale and Jason Barthman. These are groups that, without their support and without the things that this university is teaching them, making great professionals in the future out of them, that, we'd probably all be sitting around on the floor on blankets with paper plates, because that's just the way I do things. So thank you to those folks and those two teams for making this day a great day. And now comes that special time that everyone is looking forward to, and then it's the time when we get to recognize those that have taken community service to the next level, and those that believe that the Eastern Shore is a special place to live and a special place to do business and a special place to raise your children. So what we'd like to do is recognize the dignitaries that are here today. I'll ask that you wait until we've recognized them all, and then we'll applaud at the end. So as I call your name, if you would just stand real quick so that we can honor you and the work that you do for the Eastern Shore. We're happy today to have Cambridge Mayor Victoria Jackson Stanley here today. Victoria? Salisbury City Council member Angela Blake. Salisbury City Council President Jack Heath. Delegate Charles Otto. Delegate Sherry Sample Hughes. Senator Addie Eckert. And of course, the new UMES president and my fellow Leadership Maryland classmate, Dr. Heidi Anderson. One of the things that is really unique about the United Way is its history. And I'm not going to steal anybody else's thunder, because I don't want to take away from anything that Pam or Beth or Jim might want to share, but as I said, this is the 74th year. This coming year is the 75th anniversary of the United Way and what it started out with. And it was a teeny tiny little organization. But what's so cool about where it started, where it's come, and where it's going are the people that have led before. You know, because if you don't have good leaders and great leaders, you have a tendency to start to slide. And we've been fortunate enough over the years to have some fantastic leaders. So I'd like to just take a real quick moment and just recognize some of those that are here today that have been past board members, as well as those that are recent board members and are taking some time to focus on some other things. Of course, they do know that we have the right of first refusal to draft them after a year off the board. So, you know, those of you that are rolling off, we want you to know that we'll be talking to you next year. Anyway, I would like to ask if you would please stand, and again, we'll wait for have everyone stand and then have an applause at the end. But I would like to recognize the following people that are here today with us. Mr. Jim Perdue, Mr. Marty Neat, if you would stand, please. I know Jim doesn't like that. Jan Perdue, Tony Sarbanes, Mr. Tom Hershey, Miss Kathy Thomas, Miss Jenny Reed Matern, and Mr. Rick Nelson. Would you give them a round of applause? And by the way, Jim, yours is because we anticipate your membership on the board in the future. I apologize, I misread. Jan is on here, and Jan has been a tremendous member of the board, and so my mistake. But now you're indebted. So, as I said, what's really, really interesting and what really sets the stage for who we are as an organization has been the great leadership of the past. Leaders like Jan Perdue and like Tom Hershey and Marty Neat, Jenny Reed Matern and Rick Nelson and Kathy and Tony Sarbanes. This is just a small number of the people that have created a stellar team in the past and set the benchmark to have a stellar organization today and into the future. And that stellar organization is made up of the people in this room. So on behalf of the board and the staff, I would just like to say thank you for being part of another stellar year on the Lower Eastern Shore. And stellar because as a community and a team, we chose to take a new course that brought a fresh perspective and engagement. One that focused on impact rather than income. You know, historically, United Ways have been known as an organization whose one task and their one goal and the one thing they do well is to raise money. But this organization chose to focus on impact, on what happens to those people around us as we go out and we provide opportunities that help us to live united and open doors. And over this last year, the board and the staff and everyone else that's been involved has focused on what will that impact be. And I hope I'm not stealing any of Pam's thunder, but I hope that as you look through the annual report today, you'll notice one thing is steady and true throughout the whole thing, and that's the impact we have had in the last year for the community that we serve. And that's because we looked and we focused on generosity over dollarosity. It ain't about the money. It's about the people. So as we wind down another United Way year, what stands out to me most is the strong desire of our community partners, volunteers, donors, and staff to give of themselves generously, to notice, to care, to serve, to love, and to offer their strength to those in need. This enthusiasm to live for others is what brings purpose, fulfillment, and joy to our lives and those of our neighbors. And that's what this United Way is about. thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the time that you take out of your day so that we can celebrate together. I'd like to take this moment and introduce Jim Hartstein of the insurance market. Jim is the current vice chair and chair of the Nominating and Diversity Committee, and he's going to come up and share with us the great board we have in line for 2019-2020. Jim?
All righty. Good to see everybody this afternoon. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to be here. This is obviously a special event to us, and to have you all here as guests and as participants means an incredible amount to me, to the board of directors, and to the staff. So thank you very much for that. We're going to read to you here in a second just this board of directors that we would like to present for approval this afternoon. As we do that, I want to encourage and remind everyone that our United Way belongs to each and every one of us. If it's a dollar a paycheck, if it's $100 a paycheck, if you're an investor in our United Way, then we very much want to hear your feedback. This board of directors is, again, an incredibly strong one. We're blessed for that. But we want to please reach out to each and every one of these folks. As is always, if you ask us a question we don't know the answer to, we'll just take it to Pam. She'll tell us what to say. So without any further ado, it is my pleasure to the best part about this gig is I just have to read from a list, so I didn't have to memorize everything, so bear with me one second. Pleasure to introduce the slate of officers and directors for the 2019-2020 year as proposed and reviewed by the nominating and executive committees of the Board of Directors. This term of community leaders will begin effective September 1st, 2019. As each person's name is called, please stand and remain standing until the vote is completed. We will give them all a round of applause once the nominations have been approved. The 2019-2020 officers as presented are as follows. Chairperson, Beth Reed, Healogics at Peninsula Regional Medical Center. Immediate past chair, Dana Seiler, Vantage Point Solutions Group. Vice chair, Dr. Brian Newton, Warwick Community College. Treasurer Secretary, Roy Geiser, TGM Group. Personnel chair, Joyce Strand, Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission. Community Impact Chair, Dr. Dennis Killian, Peninsula Regional Medical Center. Special Projects Vice Chair, Laura Rodriguez, PNC Bank. Messaging Vice Chair, Jim Hartstein, the insurance market. Wycomico County Vice Chair, Sharon Morse, First Shore Federal. Worcester County Vice Chair, Jim List, Law Offices of James A. List. Somerset Community Vice Chairs, Courtney Monar and Chantal Russum, Somerset County Public Schools. Dorchester County Vice Chairs, Jennifer Layton, Layton's Chance Vineyard and Winery, and Beth Wilson, Dorchester County Public Schools. President and CEO, Pam Gregory, United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore. Terms ending 2020, Dr. John Gaddis, Somerset County Public Schools. Dr. Gaddis, if you can help me out with that later, I'd appreciate it. Dr. Michelle Canopy, Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration. Terms ending 2021, Mike Wood, Pepsi Bottling Ventures. Susan Parker, Civic Leader. Dr. Annette Wallace, Worcester County Public Schools. Dr. Christina Mardos, Azar Eye Institute. Terms ending 2022, Pete Bucas, D.S. Smith. Mary Mengeson, Avery Hall Insurance Group. Connie Strott, law firm of George G. Strott, Jr. Jesse Reed, Wycomico County Public Schools. Brian Hurst, Purdue Farms. Steve Farrow, Civic Leader. Dr. Donna Hanlon, Wycomico County Public Schools. Candace Chauffeur, Purdue Farms. Amy Hassan, Salisbury University. Cole Talston, Embers, Blue Crab House, and Mad Fish Grill. Gus LeBois, Civic Leader. Dr. Robert Mock, University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Michael Franklin, Atlantic General Hospital. Chris Eccleston, Delmarva Veteran Builders. Matt Chance, Wiggleston, Layton, Moyers, and Chance. May I have a motion from the floor to accept this slate of officers and directors as presented? Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our community's 2019-2020 United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore officers and directors. Thank you very much. Again, thank you very much. It is now my incredible pleasure to introduce my friend and somebody who needs to really stop sending me emails in the middle of the night, but we'll talk about that later. Pam Gregory. Pam Gregory.
Good afternoon. Now it's afternoon, right? Yes, good afternoon. Thank you so much. As we were just going through the slate of officers and board of directors, one thing that is just very overpowering is the amazing support that we get, not only from this room full of community partners, but also through our board. These folks really, they roll their sleeves up all the time to help our United Way further its mission and help all of us in the community make an impact. And what's amazing about these individuals, too, is that many of them serve on other boards and do other community outreach and efforts, too. And so we are just very, very blessed for their leadership. So thank you very much to all of our current, former, and incoming board members. Thank you. I also want to give a great thank you and shout out to Mr. Randy Scott for his wonderful emceeing, helping us again this year, for Mr. Craig Twilley in the back with PAC 14, and also to Mr. Jim Sipe back there with the camera, who are helping us through today's activities as well. And I have a very special group of people who I am blessed to call my work family every day. And I get to go to work and experience the impact that we do and help move that forward with a really awesome group of people. So I'd like to share our team of staff with you. We start off with Ms. Stacy McMichael, who is our Resource Development Manager. We have Mr. Steve Fulkrod here. I don't know exactly where everybody's sitting. There he is, Mr. Steve Fulkrod, our Finance Manager. Our new Office Manager, Julie Peters. Claire Otterbein, our Community Impact Manager. Tracy Ritter, our Community Impact Specialist. Kathy Thomas, our Leadership and Planned Giving Officer. We have two Community Outreach Coordinators, Amanda Haley and Caroline Phillips. And Courtney Hastings has just joined our team a couple weeks ago as our Events and Marketing Coordinator. And for these folks, I am truly grateful. And before we applaud, there's two other folks in the room who are really an extension of our staff, and they give a significant amount of time every single week to come into our office and help us with what I call all the things. And that is Mr. Ryan and Ms. Carol Sturba in the back, our amazing volunteers who help us. Thank you all, and to our staff. Thank you, Ryan. And I truly am. I mean, I know it's easy to kind of say the words, you know, you feel blessed to work with a certain group of people, but in this regard and through this past year, as we continue to transform and continue to look forward into another 75 years and counting of impact, I really can't exemplify enough how blessed I am. And so this organization, between our board, our staff, and all of you in the community who have been partners of ours in one way or another and have stepped out and sent a note or encouraged us by attending an event, a meeting, or simply participating in the campaign or sending us a word of encouragement, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a few community partners here that kind of go above and beyond as well, and I just want to give them a quick shout out. We have, as many of you know, as Dana was talking about, we've moved more and more over the years, especially over this past year, into a more focused impact messaging. And one way that we do that is through a lot of different collaborations and opportunities to partner with other organizations outside of the ones that we simply fund. So there's two groups of partners that I really want to recognize. And the first is our funded agency partners. For now going on almost 75 years, we've been able to provide financial help to different nonprofit groups in the community. We started out with maybe 8 or 10 our first year, and now we're up to 35 different partners and over 80 programs that we provide funding support for. But these partners are much more than about receiving a check from us each month. They're much more about advocating for United Way's work, helping to be a partner, allowing us to help them continue to improve their mission and support the work that they do and impact thousands and thousands of people. So for any of our nonprofit partners who receive funding, if you guys are in the room, could you please stand and be recognized, please? We really, really appreciate your work. And to that end, we have a few other community partners in the room that I'd like to also make sure that we give a fun shout out to, because without these folks, we really can't continue to do the collaborative work it takes to make change happen in our community. I know I'm preaching to the choir when I say, individually we can't do it alone, but collectively we can make so much more of a change for our community. And a few of our very dear community partner friends would be our Community Foundation friends, Erica, our Greater Salisbury Committee friends, all of the health departments in each of the 4 Lower Shore counties. We worked amazingly well with them, both in the opioid addiction realm and through also the Health Literacy Initiative. And PRMC, who has been an amazing partner with us, not just in health literacy, but through a number of initiatives over the years. AGH, Warwick Community College, UMES, Salisbury University. I certainly could go on, but you get the idea. And in Beacon at SU as well. I do want to make sure I give them a specific shout out. It's not about the individual project going on, it's about the community coming together. So we just can't thank you all and say that enough. Thanks. So I hope that y'all like the refreshed impact report. You like it? This is one of our Student United Way members from SU on the cover, holding open a door. We are that cheesy to say opening doors, we get it. But I really appreciate the team's involvement. Our staff did a great job putting this together. We hope you like the refreshed look. We're actually going to probably streamline it even a little more next year. You'll be able to find this online, and so we really hope that you'll check it out and you'll share it. And if anyone wants additional hard copies, simply just give us a ring, and we're happy to help share that around as well. But a few things that that we want to basically reflect on and draw your attention to through the report is that this is, as Dana said, an impact report. This is about the work that we all do together and creating that change in health education and financial stability, and how together this community has helped continue to impact 1 in 3 people on the Lower Shore through our direct and partner initiatives. That's pretty amazing. It really, really is. And we really cannot do it alone. This year we have invested, as I said, in over 80 programs. We have the 35 different funded partners, and we're actually launching, as we speak, the first meeting's next Tuesday, our initiative and community impact process for 2020 funding. And we already have 7 new partners requesting support. So we have some hard decisions ahead, but it's one of the best decisions we ever have to make. And while our mission is certainly driven and the messaging is all about impact, we certainly recognize that we cannot do it without the financial support, right? So I do want to share a wonderful announcement that this year, for the 3rd year in a row, we did exceed a $2 million campaign again. Thank you very much for your support. And we have a couple sponsors during the campaign year that help us recognize a really special group of folks, our leadership and anchor donors. And we get to do some extra recognition for them thanks to the big support and financial contributions of PNC and First Shore Federal. So thank you all for that. We appreciate it very much. So you'll see in the report, we've got our fun top 50. Right? Streamlined a little bit this year. And of course, we always are thrilled to see Purdue Farms and PRMC leading the charge once again. Thank you all for what you do and for the leadership you take in this community. But we also want to recognize that even well beyond the top 50, every single organization that is involved with us at any level is valued, and we appreciate it. And as Jim said, we want your feedback. We want you to be part of that mission. But this is all in good fun, but we definitely want to say thank you to everyone. So another thing that's really fun in there is we have a fundraising campaign page, which is a really neat kind of pictorial, if you will, of some of the really creative ways that folks have gotten into the spirit this year with the campaign. I'm trying to find what page it's on, but it looks like kind of fun. Yeah, it looks like, fun little snapshots. I tell you what, if you've never been to a Piedmont Airlines jet pool, you are missing it. People actually... it used to be Dash 8s. This year it was jets because they've changed their fleet. And people actually get in line, pay money to get in line and pool an airplane. And it's amazing. And Piedmont not only does this here, but they actually do that across their footprint in all of their locations. And it's a pretty cool event. But Pepsi, if you have folks that drink waters and sodas in your office, there's a really neat campaign through Pepsi where you can also support the community through that. We have the Cornament, we have the Preakness Palooza, thanks to our friends at RPS ISG, and those events support Imagination Library. There's a lot of really neat and creative ways, and so we really welcome the opportunity to be engaged with you that way, and we really appreciate the creativity as well. So we hope you'll read through, we hope you enjoy what you find in there, and we really hope you share it. Share the link to the online version, help spread the word, because as Dana and Jim have said, this is our United Way. It is not ours from the staff, it is not ours from the board, it is the community's United Way. And this is the impact that you have helped make, so we appreciate that very much. So we have a couple fun news things that I would like to share before I turn it over to the awards. And we wanted to offer a very special congratulations and recognition for our friends at Purdue Farms. So if you didn't see it, about a week or two ago, I guess, the PR came out announcing Purdue Farms is now the newest global corporate leader with United Way Worldwide. And so what does that mean? That means that Purdue Farms is now internationally recognized, not only for the work and impact that they make here in our community, and we're fortunate enough to be their home base, and we thank you for that, but they're able to now also talk about and use the resources through United Way Worldwide to build those same relationships and build on that impact in all of the communities where they live, work, and play. And so Purdue has always been super committed to making sure each of their locations across the country and beyond have the ability to do that local impact. What's important to those people? And so this gives them the opportunity to kind of help build that message and also create that great relationship that we have been blessed with here. So thank you very much. Got a couple friends of ours from United Way Worldwide I'd like to thank and recognize too. Sorry guys, that's what you get for not sitting at my table. Brandon Stokes and Susie Clark have been instrumental in helping bring the GCL opportunity together with United Way Worldwide and us in Purdue. So thank you both. Thank you for being here. So if you didn't already hear, we had a couple new reports come out this year. The Maryland ALICE report, as many of you are familiar with, we released a couple years ago in partnership with the Maryland Association of United Ways. And this past fall, we released a refreshed version of that. This is a really awesome tool for any organization, whether you're in for-profit, nonprofit, government work, legislation, whether you're looking at creating new programs for your organization and helping meet social need, but it's a really great tool to see where those needs are. And so you're welcome to go find that on our website, download it for free, use it as a tool. The really amazing thing is that it is showing that we still, here on the Lower Shore, our 4 counties, 46% of our households who are working are still struggling to make ends meet. So they still do not have quite enough income to make sure that they're not living paycheck to paycheck and making really difficult decisions. So we still have a lot of work to do, but together we can help meet those needs. We were also blessed to work with Community Foundation and GSC and many of our other community partners as well, the chambers, et cetera, on the first Lower Shore nonprofit impact study. And what this study demonstrated, and we released this a couple weeks ago, is that the nonprofit sector here on the Lower Shore accounts for 14% of our workforce. And annually, thanks to Beacon and Maryland nonprofits for their number crunching, annually we contribute over $680 million of economic impact to our community. That's huge. So when you support a nonprofit, you're not only helping them do the good work that each of them do so passionately, you're also helping to drive economic futures for our community. So thank you for that. So go check the report out. It's pretty awesome. And I wanted to also give a nod. If you didn't see it in the back, we have a few samples of our annual Addiction Art Awareness Competition. This is a 4th annual competition for local middle and high school students throughout the 4 counties. We had over 85 submissions. We have some Wicomico and Worcester examples back there now. These works are available for display at any community event. Simply just give us a ring. And we don't have Dorchester and Somerset today with us because they're actually on display in the local Arts Council offices in the counties here and in Cambridge. So that's what the work is for, to be out there. It's amazing to see the conversations and witness the interaction between students and their parents or other peers around the opioid issue. And we're very thankful for our partners who help make that happen each year. But it's some amazing talent and frighteningly accurate insight that these youth bring to the table. So I encourage you to check it out if you haven't already. And also, one last plug for our Get Connected Volunteer Center. We're thrilled once again to partner with the City of Salisbury. Thank you all to help culminate the 800+ volunteers that help with that. But the great thing about it, a few people have said, why is the United Way helping with Folk Festival volunteering? And it's like, well, because if we have 800+ volunteers who want to help in that one weekend, I'm hoping those people stay engaged all year round. We've got about 135 plus nonprofits using that tool. There's a great way for any organization. It's a great team building opportunity to volunteer in your community. It's a really great tool, and I encourage you to use it and all it has to offer. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it back to Mr. Randy Scott, and we are going to begin our awards. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, so we're starting our Community Awards ceremony, and we're going to start with Salisbury University Student United Way Volunteer of the Year. But if you're in a large group, we ask that you send up about 3 representatives to take, and going to take a full group photo at the end of the event. And of course, there's a photo opportunity right there off the stage. And you want to come up to the right side and come this way so Dana and Pam can give you your award. Salisbury University Student United Way Volunteer of the Year. The Student United Way clubs give students the opportunity to make a difference and become the next generation of community leaders. This young woman became a leader and an integral member of the club 3 years ago, which is now in its 6th year, and has grown into a network of over 150 students impacting our community largely thanks to her hard work. In the 2017-2018 school year, she took on one of the most essential positions of the executive team. That would be volunteer coordinator. She helped the club achieve new heights through forging strong relationships with various local nonprofits and organizations and putting her heart and soul into the position with becoming extremely knowledgeable about the community's needs and inspiring students to get involved. It's no surprise she was then elected club president in the fall of 2018. She rose to the challenge and became the Club Compass, steering the way to improve club organization and communication, resulting in new members, more engagement, and ultimately more community impact. And just to add one additional note, this afternoon our honoree drove from Annapolis to help out and is currently headed back to attend a 3 p.m. class this afternoon. So please join me in honoring the 2018 Salisbury University Student United Way Volunteer of the Year, Miss Megan Lynch.
Fortunately, we guilted her into staying for a minute.
She stayed. Our Warwick Student United Way Volunteer of the Year. The Warwick Community College Student United Way Volunteer of the Year Award honoring a student who has demonstrated leadership and initiative among members of our Student United Way Club. It's not hard to see the recipient of this award has a bright future ahead, has served as club president, coordinated volunteer efforts including ramp builds with Chesapeake Housing Mission and serving food at God's Kitchen. Under his leadership, the club held a yard sale, a gift basket raffle, and a fundraiser at Five Guys. The fundraising goal for the year was exceeded, and a total of $1,124 was raised. After graduating from Warwick this spring, he's headed to Salisbury University, where he intends to join the Student United Way Club there. Please help us in congratulating a student volunteer whose efforts have made a big difference over the last year, Corey Davis. All right, the Emerging Leader Volunteer of the Year. The Emerging Leaders are a diverse group of young professionals who value volunteerism. This group recognizes the value of giving back, believes in and supports the work of the United Way. Traditionally, this award honors one individual who goes above and beyond in those areas. However, this year, we're going to recognize a duo that's inseparable. From attending every meeting and offering new and innovative ideas to consistently volunteering for every opportunity, no matter where or when, and participating in our fundraising efforts to support the holiday assistance programs. This twosome embodies all of the qualities and characteristics of the Emerging Leader Volunteer of the Year. Our Emerging Leaders for 2018, Patrick Doherty and Krista Mardones. Congratulations. Women United Volunteer of the Year. Women United is a group of dedicated women who have chosen, through hands-on volunteering, to make an impact in our community by addressing the needs of women and children. The individual we recognize this year has a background in human resources and employee engagement, but it's her desire to volunteer and give back that brought her to Women United. This desire underlies everything she does. She has been with Women United for just over a year, but her support of the group runs deep. She is engaged in monthly committee meetings, giving thoughts and ideas to continue to move forward in the mission. Outside of committee work, she has chosen to host outside fundraisers that have supported Women United programs in a significant way. Did you know that a Sunday afternoon spent being tutored in proper makeup application can actually yield over $1,300 for girls on the run? Well, it did. She also puts her effort into direct volunteering as she was a coach for our Girls on the Run Bennett Middle team. With much gratitude, we honor Danielle Bradley of Piedmont Airlines. Awesome. Now to continue with our county awards, please welcome Stacy McMichael, Resource Development Manager. So she's on her way. Come on up, Stacy.
Good afternoon. So each year we recognize individuals from the counties, each of the 4 counties that we serve, that have helped us meet our goals and the mission of United Way. So first I'd like to start with Dorchester County. I guess I need this down a little bit. This year, Dorchester Coordinator of the Year has been a United Way leadership supporter and advocate for the past 12 years. As a campaign coordinator, she embraces each year with a can-do attitude and brings positive energy to the campaign. She organizes presentations for all employees, even for the late night and early morning shifts, to provide everyone the opportunity to participate, inspiring them to support through fun incentives and helping them understand how their gifts impact their local neighbors. Once again, this year, her efforts resulted in over 72% of participation giving at leadership level or above, which is remarkable, as well as continued company ranking in our top 10. And that's up against significantly larger organizations. She has offered guidance for other coordinators in her county and is always willing to help with the outreach. Please help us thank a true champion for Dorchester County, Lisa Fatica with DS Smith. Our honoree for Dorchester Volunteer of the Year is someone who consistently goes above and beyond for our United Way. For many years, she was a co-coordinator for her organization's annual campaign, and this year she continued by leading example by personally attending numerous presentations throughout the county to share why she supports and believes in United Way. She's a very engaged participant of our Community Impact Committee, investing countless hours in annually site visits, reportings, and meetings. This year, we are thrilled to welcome her to our Board of Directors and look forward to her advocacy as one of our vice chairs for Dorchester County. She has an exceptional heart and love for our community, and we are honored to recognize Beth Wilson as Dorchester County Public Schools Volunteer of the Year. This year's Worcester County Coordinator of the Year award honors an individual who has made a personal investment in seeing his workplace campaign flourish. This is evident by his campaign appearing 3 consecutive years in the top 50 workplace of campaigns. This coordinator has consistently gone above and beyond to ensure a successful campaign, whether that be setting up meetings with the United Way staff prior to campaign kickoff to discuss new methods of employee engagement, or finding ways to collaborate across multiple departments or innovative new fundraising initiatives. This year, United Way was the beneficiary of 3 different fundraisers totaling $3,050. In addition, on New Year's Eve, while buses were giving free rides, the drivers wore Live United shirts and accepted donations for United Way in lieu of bus fare. At the end of the night, drivers ended up collecting $582 for our United Way. This great idea and so much more is why this coordinator is our 3-time consecutive Worcester County Coordinator of the Year. Please join me in giving a huge round of applause to Mr. Eric Lagstrom, Town of Ocean City. Evidently, Eric didn't make it today. For our Worcester County Volunteer of the Year, this recipient first became involved with United Way through our Dine and Stay United 4 years ago. This awardee saw an opportunity to leverage her position as Executive Director of the Ocean City Hotel Motel Restaurant Association and her relationship within the community to help onboard numerous hotels and restaurants as participants of Dine and Stay United. Her efforts and advocacy have a tremendous impact year after year on the success of Dine and Stay United. She provides a great deal of her time and in-kind support through the OCHMRA e-blast, website, and newsletters. She also invites United Way staff members to monthly dinners and the Spring Trade Show Expo, giving us the opportunity to present and network with industry leaders. Her dedication, insight, guidance, and direction have been a huge for this campaign, which to date has raised over $162,000. Our Volunteer of the Year has consistently gone above and beyond to help United Way further our impact in Worcester County. Please help me congratulate our Worcester County Volunteer of the Year, Mrs. Susan Jones. This year's Somerset County Coordinator receiving recognition is new to spearheading a United Way campaign. She demonstrated a willingness to jump right in and learn about the United Way mission and serve as an advocate to her colleagues. Multiple presentations were organized to reach the maximum number of employees, and new ideas were generated to make next year's campaign even better. This coordinator brought creativity, commitment, teamwork, and good communication to her first United Way campaign, and we are excited to build on that success for the future. This year's award goes to Assistant Director of Planning and Zoning for Somerset County, Kristen Tremblay. Sometimes being voluntold is not such a bad thing, at least from a United Way viewpoint. Our Somerset Volunteer of the Year started volunteering with us in the spring of 2017 after relocating to our service area and bringing with her amazing leadership skills. This individual has not only launched and chaired a new affinity group for United Way over the past 2 years, but also has been a strong individual volunteer for everything that group does. But let's talk about Somerset County. After helping to start Read to Succeed in Wicomico County and single-handedly bringing Girls on the Run to our area, she helped to expand these programs into Somerset County starting in the fall of 2018. She became a reading buddy at Greenwood Elementary School, and in the fall led and coached for Girls on the Run at Somerset Intermediate School. The time commitment for both programs, while still leading Women United, may have stretched her at times, but you would never have known it. Her commitment to serving the people in her new community is unwavering. Thank you so much, Lois Hartstein, for all your support for the families of Somerset County. For Wicomico County, this year we are honoring a dynamic team of ladies as the coordinators of the year. No strangers to supporting our United Way, both ladies have been part of the Women United Affinity Group from its beginning and donors long before that. They've been part of the PRMC campaign team for many years. They hold weekly planning meetings starting at the end of summer until the campaign wraps up in the fall, always making sure that one of them can attend. They offer guidance and support to the many different bake sales departments, dinners, raffles, games, and more. These coordinators even created a silent auction incorporating a mobile bidding app this year, auctioning off a trip, a family photo session, and even a Santa and his elf appearance at a private holiday party. Always creative, energized, and dedicated to our United Way and the programs we support, these special ladies still find time to volunteer in scouting and other nonprofit programs. Please join me in saluting the coordinating team of Sarah Arnett and Teresa Niblett of Peninsula Regional Medical Center. For the Wicomico County Volunteer of the Year, 2 years ago, this gentleman accepted a United Way Board of Director position. Since then, he's been an integral part of the campaign leadership team. His dedication to jump in and do whatever's needed has been stellar. He's a true team player, from participating on our Community Impact Committee, volunteering at ramp builds, serving meals at soup kitchens, to serving with his wife on our Holiday Ball Committee. This year, he served as the vice chairman of the Wicomico County campaign team and has helped connect us to many new opportunities to partner with in the community. He's driven, thoughtful, and always follows through with his tasks. His compassion to serving those around him is evident when he speaks to his colleagues about the importance of United Way. He attends as many presentations as he can throughout the medical center where he works as director of pharmacy. He also serves as an adjunct professor here at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore School of Pharmacy. He puts covers and sashes on chairs, he carries boxes and tables, he puts lights around the stage and whatever else is needed. This year, Wicomico County Volunteer of the Year is from Peninsula Regional Medical Center, Dr. Dennis Killian, and I'm going to ask Cindy Lunsford if she would accept on his behalf. All right, thank you, Stacy, and congratulations again to all of our county awardees. So we have a few organizational and individual awards we're going to wrap up with here today. And the first one is the Heart of United Way. The Heart of United Way Award is bestowed upon someone who embodies what it means to live united so our United Way and our community can thrive. This year's awardees are no stranger to our community and are heavily involved in multiple capacities to make an impact. Not only do they create a great atmosphere of giving through the Bank of Delmarva campaign, but they personally invest time and treasure chairing our largest fundraiser, the Holiday Ball. As event chairs in 2018 and doing so again this year, thankfully, they made sure that this was not only the event of the year, but led the way to an exciting record breaker in fundraising and attendance. They poured their time, energy, and passion into leading a large committee of 40 volunteers to drive the event's success, including their wonderful way of inspiring others implementing successful ideas like sponsored gift baskets for the auction, and personally securing new sponsors and auction donors, and even donating a Super Bowl party for 25 people, which they hosted themselves, including all the fixins. And there are countless other ways that they rolled their sleeves up year-round for the signature event. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our 2018 Heart of United Way awardees, John and Deb Rita. So the flame of excellence is given to an organization that is on fire with their energy and commitment to our community. This year's recipient is a driving force in taking care of our community, from every employee across departments all the way up to their executive team. Community service and engagement is simply in their blood. They approach the annual campaign each year as a team dedicated to not just raising dollars, but creating awareness and impact, helping employees understand how their gifts make a difference, and incorporating fun and inventive ways to get involved. In just the last 10 years alone, this organization has invested over $2.2 million through our United Way. Additionally, employees are encouraged to roll up their sleeves and serve in the community all year long, from helping to build ramps and provide holiday food baskets to working alongside us on strategic planning, campaign outreach, and reviewing applications for community impact investments. Each volunteer commits with passion and with the support of their leadership, as often these activities take time out of their regular workday. This organization is not only a recognized leader on Delmarva, blazing a trail in community health initiatives and partnerships such as health literacy, behavioral health, and the opioid crisis, but they are also nationally recognized among the 250 best hospitals by Health Grades and as a 5-star hospital by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, among other major honors. And they do all of this and more while continuing to expand services across the region. Talk about being on fire. Please join me in honoring Peninsula Regional Health System with our Flame of Excellence Award. Our Spirit of the Shore Award is given to a company or organization that demonstrates excellence, community compassion, and overall philanthropic service with the United Way campaign and community support. This year's recipient is also a longtime partner of our United Way and supports our mission through corporate gifts, sponsorships, grants, employee contributions, and volunteerism. In fact, if not for this organization, we would not have been able to launch our popular Imagination Library free book program. Thanks to their Grow Up Great grant, not only did they help us start the program, but they have invested in its growth each year, helping to provide over 7,600 children with free books throughout the year to date. Their employees are engaged with us through board and committee service, Women United, and countless special events or volunteer projects. Quite simply, if we need them, they are there. And it doesn't stop with us. In fact, PNC offers employees up to 40 hours of paid time off a year to volunteer. Now that's setting an example. Local employees are involved in other local nonprofit missions such as Junior Achievement, Hudson Health Services, 1 Year to Empowerment, Habitat for Humanity, Salisbury J.C.'s Foundation, United Way of Virginia's Eastern Shore, American Legion, and numerous chambers of commerce, to name just but a few. And it warms our hearts to see Live United signs outside all the PNC branches all year long. They are fully invested in the Lower Shore community, and we are proud to honor PNC Bank with this year's Spirit of the Shore Award.
Our final two trophies are very special in the eyes of the staff and the board and the community. And the first is the President's Award. And just a little bit of, not background on this, but the President's Award was originally put together when our board structure was we had a president of the board of directors and we had an executive director. Over the last couple of years, because of the things that we were doing in the community and the impact in the community and the people and business leaders that the executive director was meeting with and talking to, we decided to change our structure to a chairperson of the board and a president CEO. So this award is really from both the board and the staff. It's a special recognition of a community leader who demonstrates leadership, grace, and community service well beyond the boardroom. This year's honoree has done exactly that since serving as a U.S. Navy officer for more than 20 years before joining Piedmont Airlines, then Henderson Aviation, and having a full second career of 30-plus years before retiring last year as president and CEO. He has been an avid supporter of our United Way for more than 15 years and was instrumental in engaging employees throughout Piedmont's locations nationwide in support of their local United Ways. And he's still been spotted showing up to help pull a jet or two in their annual campaign fundraisers, which happen across the country. He's certainly not taking retirement slowly, as he continues to be a volunteer and leader with another foundation. Great organizations such as Coastal Hospice, the Salisbury University Foundation, the Henson Foundation, and Community Foundation, to name a few. His compassion for others is clearly seen through his work on our Community Impact Committee and Board of Directors, as he demonstrates his ability to lead thoughtfully with a heart for service. His giving nature of time, talents, and resources is an inspiration, and we are blessed to have his friendship and support. Would you join me in honoring Steve Farrow as this year's President Award winner? At this time, I'd like to ask Miss Ellen Barrett Abbott if she would join me on stage to present the Jim Barrett Community Leader Award in honor of her late father, a dedicated family man, United Way friend, and lifelong community advocate. Do you want her to hear it over there? You can go. Our final award is the Jim Barrett Community Leadership Award. Jim Barrett's legacy as an Eastern Shore community leader, driven by compassion and enthusiasm, has been an annual recognition of our United Way since 2004. This award honors Jim's 20 years of service with our United Way and is presented to those who inspire others through philanthropy and community service with a warm and generous heart. This year's honoree began his life of service at an early age through scouting, earned the prestigious Distinguished Eagle Award, and continued to serve in the council and district leadership roles for the Boy Scouts. Certainly, the Eagle Scout values have served him well throughout his career and his community work. He has been involved with our United Way as a donor and volunteer since 1968, and I understand through lunch that his first experience was in 1966 when he was a rookie with the Daily Times, and he was asked to come over and speak with the then executive director, who wasted no time and asked him for time to serve on the board and a $25 donation. And I was probably in one sentence, I imagine. He's been involved with the United Way and as a donor and a volunteer since 1968, helping the board with leadership fundraising and advocating in numerous capacities over the years. His commitment to the Lower Shore extends far beyond the United Way's mission, and he's been an integral part of many local businesses and successes. While serving as chairman of the Community Foundation, he co-chaired the Purdue Kresge Challenge, helping to raise over $12 million for 19 local nonprofits, including our own United Way. He has shared his wisdom, passion for service, and fundraising skills with various organizations such as Peninsula Regional Medical Center, Warwick Community College, Atlantic General Hospital, Richard Henson YMCA, Delmarva Boy Scout Council, the the Ward Museum, Salisbury School, Junior Achievement, and Asbury Methodist Church, among others. His kind and generous nature and commitment to community have not only strengthened the organizations he's worked with, but impacted thousands of neighbors who benefit from his service above self. It is with great pleasure we present this year's Jim Barrett Community Leadership Award to Mr. Tom Hershey. So this is the most enjoyable part of being the chairman of the board of the United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to next year's chairperson of the board, who will be starting tomorrow. Please extend a round of applause for Miss Beth Reed.
Hi, thank you. Again, congrats to our honorees. I first want to just say thank you again on behalf of the board. Thank you for your continued support, not only for the United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore, but for the communities that we serve. So again, the board thanks you for that, and we look forward to a prosperous and exciting new year. I do have a few special announcements that I'd like to make. As we approach our 75th anniversary, I'd like to ask Marty Neat to come join me on stage from First Shore Federal, and Chris Perdue, who I would like to have come join me on stage, but he got stranded in Hawaii. Tough place to get stranded. So I would just like to say that Marty and Chris are chairs for the upcoming, or co-chairs for the upcoming 75th year of the United Way. So we're thankful for your leadership, and I present you with this. We're really excited for what you guys can bring to the table.
Our pleasure, our pleasure.
Awesome. And also would like to announce that our Diamond Anniversary sponsor is Purdue Farms, so thank you. We are blessed to have their support. We look forward to celebrating both our 75th and your 100th year this coming year, so that's going to be an exciting time. And I would like to make some announcements so you can mark them on your calendars. We have the 75th anniversary kickoff on September 23rd at Salisbury University. And we have our Diamond celebration at this year's Holiday Ball on December 7th at the Hyatt. So that's an important one to get on your calendars, December 7th. We'd like to make final thanks to UMES and their support, and Randy Scott for attending. Always does a great job for us. And award winners, Purdue representatives and our United World Way representatives. And Marty, if you could all join us over here on the right-hand side, we'd like to get some photos. And everybody else, you're dismissed, and have a wonderful day.